I'm going to tell you about part 2 of showing or judging cattle at the fair when I was in school. Now, my sophomore year, I judged on the dairy team, and we didn't even place that year. But anyway, everything was fine until, I don't know if it was the next day or the day after we were at school, and holy hell did it break loose. You know, I was never in the big cliques and in on everything. I only got bits and pieces of it to know what was going on. I don't know the complete story on who got who in trouble or what happened. But essentially, there's a guy and girl snuck off up into the woods up there. And I don't know how they got caught, what they got caught, what happened, but it was found out that they went up there and were fooling around. Now, I shouldn't name names, but the girl's name was Dawn. And joke going around school is whoever went out with her over the weekend, basically was asked Monday morning, did they wake up at the crack of dawn? So that kind of should be enough information about all that. But all I know is the VOAG teacher, he was hotter than hell, and they got all kinds of hell going on. I don't remember what trouble they got into. I don't think anybody got suspended or anything. I don't think we went that far, and that was the last time we went to the fair, but I don't think it was because of that. Because at this time, VOAGs are starting to disperse. Even ours, in my junior year, we had lost our classroom, we had lost our shop. We were confined into a makeshift walled classroom in the corner of the shop. You know, they were already phasing it out, and we weren't doing the stuff that we normally did. I mean, like I say, we did nothing. I think we still had access to the shop. I think we still did welding projects in there, teaching welding, but there was no rebuilding tractors or anything in there. They tore down our greenhouse, built another building on top of it, and for the maintenance guys to store their equipment. And that's what happened. The greenhouse was right off the side of the shop, and they tore that down, built a new building for the maintenance of the school, took half our shop, the end that tied into that, confined it, and took, I don't even know what they did with the classroom, but we lost the classroom we had, and they built a box in the other half of the shop where we had the classroom, and then we did very little. It became more agribusiness oriented instead of like shop work and stuff. But yeah, like I say, I can't remember the whole story, but like I say, yeah, they snuck off, how they got caught or whatever, and that might have been part of the reason why we never went back to fair. But like I say, I don't think they ever had a judging contest after that. And I doubt they would have stopped that because of us. They would just banned us from coming and let the other schools come. But like I say, at this time, schools were already dispersing the programs, putting their funds into better uses. And if you look at the country nowadays, you can see what better uses they've done with the funds in school. I'm tired of these idiots out here anymore. So I mean, it's just getting to be a joke in this world. Everybody says they're proud of farmers and stuff, but I think we're treated like jokes anymore. Even in their own agricultural community, businesses that rely on the farmers, they don't want to deal with small guys anymore. I don't understand why they wouldn't rather sell 6 or 7 of them tractors and be getting service work for them and parts sales for them, but they'd rather sell one, 300 horsepower tractor that somebody's only going to use 100 hours a year. So, but I guess I got head back through the barns here. Maybe I'll get some shots of the barn here yet. So thanks for watching. Well, I got another story I'm going to share here. I didn't get a chance to make it at the fair today. While I was at the fair, I should say. But it has to do with comment that was made on the last video where about the tractors and stuff there. A lot of dealers, well, there ain't that many dealers left anymore, but a lot of dealers have quit taking stuff to the fair for the simple fact that people can't be respectful of stuff. You know, people will steal fuel caps off of them, and they'll do things, you know, things come up missing off of them. But the biggest one is, that I was going to share here, is at least 20 years ago, it might be close to 25 years ago, at this fair, the Waterford Fair, that the dealer had equipment there, and he had a Kevlarland bale wrapper stolen from there. And I remember him telling that he knows where it went, who has it. I never did hear if anybody ever got arrested or whatever became of it. The last I had heard is they couldn't do nothing because the serial number was scratched off of it. Like I said, I don't know if he did report it to police, they investigated it, but that's what happened. He had a bale wrapper stolen. And then a couple years later, at another fair, which was actually the fair that was last week, he had equipment there, and somebody stole all the fuses out of the equipment. I think he had some kind of zero-turn mower or something there for sure that had the fuses tore out, stolen out of it. I remember him telling that they had to go there to pick it up, and they couldn't even start it because the fuses were gone. So they had to drive all the way back, get a bunch of fuses, get wiring schematic to get to what size fuses went where, so they could take care of that. But that bale wrapper is the thing that happened with that is too, you know, how that came about was, you know, this fair ends Saturday, and these other dealers most likely are going to move some of the equipment Sunday. The next fair, and the last fair for the season here, is next week, starts on Tuesday, and that's what they'll do. This is actually the third fair of 4 in our area. And it's just boom, boom, boom. 2 weeks ago was the Crawford County Fair, which is billed as the largest county fair in Pennsylvania. And then they go last week to the Wattsburg Fair, or the Erie County Fair it's also known as. And then this week would be, they come back to the Waterford Fair. And then next week they go clear out this way to the Albion Fair. And the guy that I milk his cows, some of his jerseys and shorthorns, next week will actually be the 5th fair he goes to, because he went to the Ashtabula Fair in Ohio, which would have been 4 weeks ago. Because he goes to that one, comes home for a week, and then goes to the Crawford, Wattsburg, Waterford, and Albion. And so what happened is, I don't think they were going to the Albion Fair. You know, like I say, the fair ended on Saturday, and I think they were going to move the equipment Monday. And I mean, it was just a family dealership. You know, it's not like employees were going. It was father, son, and owned the business, and they were the majority of the moved the equipment around. But they were going to wait till Monday, and somebody backed in there Sunday and drove off with it. So, and like I said, there's stuff like that that just kills anything for everybody. You know, like I said, it's the same thing that's going on out in California around where they're breaking into drugstores and just looting the places. You know, just people get to the point, why bother? Just shut it down, you know. So like I said, if you're going to take something to the fair to put a display, to show off for people, give something for them to look at, and you get the few that just got to destroy stuff. You just can't leave somebody else's stuff alone. Yeah, you got beds to lay in, and you'd rather lay in this here. And then you lay outside there, you can't see that one. One laying out there. The camera ain't very good in the dark, I guess. But that was kind of a little bit of a rambling, but I thought I'd share that story. Like I say, it's sad, but that's, our world's becoming more and more of that now. People are envious and jealous, I guess, and either think they got to have something somebody else has because they have it, we deserve it too, or if I can't have it, nobody can have it type deals, I guess. But that's, like I say, that's just a couple stories from the fair over the years. And so thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you later.